welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the Buffalo Sabres versus Vegas Golden Knights game that just took place, and I've got, as always, my handy dandy notes to fully let you know exactly what went down in this game. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, this is the game on March 17th, 2026. In the first period, there was an early Sabres power play on Owen Power. There's a crazy spin move on the power play by Mitch Marner. Solid play by UPL all throughout, but especially early on. Mark Stone had a solid chance after the puck failed to hit the bumper pass. I still love Benson's engine, and if you didn't know, I haven't watched a single game this season. I think I only watched like a Stanley Cup game last season, maybe. 2025 season I did. So okay, yeah. But this is the first time I get to see Marner on Vegas. He was my favorite player on the Toronto Maple Leafs. And then my team, the Sabres, facing off. And seeing UPL and Benson and all the guys doing well now, I love it. Back to this, it feels crazy to hear my previous favorite Sabre and favorite Maple Leaf making plays for each other, meaning I started liking the Sabres around the Jack Eichel era, and I loved Marner over on the Maple Leafs. Buffalo kills that power play though in a big way. Great chance for Josh Norris, number 9, to Rasmus Dahlin. Great to see Dahlin's play again. It's still beyond elite. This team is not afraid to take shots nowadays, which is great. They used to pass way too much. They overthought taking shots. It wasn't pretty. Great opportunity broken up by number 15, Noah Hanifin, on the Vegas Golden Knights between Benson and Noah Ostlund. Buffalo has a neutral zone confidence about them now versus a year ago. A year ago, they did not look confident at all when it came to the neutral zone. Shots are 3-3 as of 14-12 in the period. Eichel left wide open in front, but shoots high and wide. Fantastic save by UPL. Sustained pressure by the Golden Knights. Buffalo caught a bit flat-footed around the 13-minute mark. Another big save by UPL, you're going to hear that a lot. In this breakdown, Jason Zucker fights to keep the puck and does in his own end. Not literally fights, but stays strong on the puck and ends up keeping the puck within his own possession. Sabres much better now at cleaning the front of their net throughout the zone, a huge problem the last time I was watching them that they had. Bouncing puck saved by Aiden Hill on a chance by Matthias Samuelsson. Strong Sabres face-off win in the offensive zone with sustained pressure, broken up by a Vegas stick. Open opportunity by Braden McNabb, but a great read by Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen or Luukkonen, one of the three. Upi, as they call him. To meet him at the top of the crease. Solid Buffalo representation in Vegas. Amazing save by UPL with a stretched out save, covering all of the net the puck might have seen. UPL is locked in. Another big save by UPL off a deflection. Shots are 7-6, Vegas at 8:48 in the period. Remaining in the period. Great read by Hill, reading a solid redeflection in the slot. Nice work by Owen Power, staying with his man on a man-on-man rush. Penalty on the Golden Knights, Braden Bowman holding, 2-minute minor. Strong puck play by Dahlin on a rush with a solid shot opportunity. No Sabre there for the rebound. Nice work keeping his exterior post safe by Aiden Hill. Great work on the PK by Vegas Golden Knights after 1 minute. Huge bumper play by Jack Quinn from Noah Ostlund. I gotta figure out how to spell these names. There's like Oslin, I wrote a lot. Benson, I wrote a lot. So those I learned by the end. Penalty kill, but an icing on penalty killed, but an icing on that play. Stick broken by Matthias Samuelsson on a one-timer off the face-off. Buffalo centers seem very confident in the face-off dots. They're not the ones getting kicked out all the time now, which is great to see. 3-on-1 fixed. Amazing save by UPL with a flash of the leather. Great job by Upi to be at the top of his crease, ready for a long-distance missile. Shots are 10-9 Vegas at 3:33. Drive by Vegas through the middle by Shen looks dangerous, but nothing comes of it. UPL seems positionally sound through the first 12 shots on goal. Great goal by Josh Doan, number 91, noticing that Aiden Hill was not ready to be back in his net. A rebound off Hill's leg pad, so a bounce causes the goal, his 22nd of the season. Momentum shifts slightly in Buffalo's favor after the goal, but Vegas did a good job to keep up with them throughout that momentum shift. Hurdle nearly gets one on a redirection, but it goes wide. Icing confusion with 51 seconds remaining in the period. Face off, overruled. Now at center ice. Good opportunity by Vegas at the end of the period. At the end of the first period, the shots are 10-12. Vegas leading with 12, and the score is 1-0 Buffalo. We get to the start of the second period. Solid hustle by Matthias Samuelsson to get the icing. High sticking penalty on Tage Thompson. Braden McNabb goes to the box. Ref refusing to drop the puck at the beginning of the power play starts pissing some centers off. Buffalo looks like the two-way powerhouse they once were known for being. Old-fashioned Buffalo offensive zone entrance on power play doesn't look great for a moment. I was not a fan watching that play. I saw it set up and I had flashbacks of the old Rick Jenneret days. Rest in peace. And this is where they were trying to fight that four-man defensive line at the blue line. Byram gets a few on net. Great work in front of Vegas' net by Buffalo. Bad puck drop by the referee causes bouncing puck to help end the power play. Good save by Aiden Hill on Zach Benson. Super cool PS5 plates and controller were advertised around this time. Good back check by offenseman Noah Oslin. Beck Malenstein seems to have taken the high stick, but no penalty was called on that. Replay does show a high stick, but again, no penalty. Marner wins the foot race on icing to create a potential opportunity, but nothing comes of it. Nice save by UPL, nearly gets taken out of the trapezoid, and just to explain that a little bit, if UPL would have left his trapezoid, then that would have been a penalty on Buffalo for delay of game, even if it was for a save. And at this point, shots are 13-12 Buffalo at 14:05 in the second period. Nice shot by Logan Stanley with four bodies in front. Odd man rush broken up by Buffalo's third pairing. Benson looks bigger than he did as a rookie. As a rookie, he looked like a kid out there. Now he looks built up, he looks solid. Huge opportunity by Vegas with the puck popping to an open man, but fired wide. Marner centers to Hurdle. Great opportunity, but saved by UPL. Buffalo penalty on the play going to the kill. This goes on Bo and Byram 2 minutes for cross-checking. Marner puts one on and finds Stone, but Stone can't get a handle on that puck. Big save by UPL with a sliding save. Short-handed 2-on-1 for Buffalo, nothing comes of it. Oslin looks over Hill's shoulder but can't hit the target. That's basically when they try to go for this pocket. Literally, when you're a goalie and hugging the post, there's this little pocket like right in here that some players can sometimes find. But there was a rocket of a shot sent to UPL and he makes the save. Doan beats the icing, but it's still called. He was a little upset about that. Solid passing play on an improvised 3-on-2 for Buffalo, but can't reach the open man. And this started with a great fast break pass. Sabres again missed the cross ice pass. I saw this quite a bit, that they were going for cross ices, and it just was not connecting tape to tape. Thompson gets a great chance. A bouncing rebound nearly beats Hill, but Hill stands strong and sits on the puck. Refs seem to, at this point, be letting them play. They're putting the whistles away. Shots are 17-17 at 4:50 in the second period. Doan gets a half breakaway forced into a shot by a rushing Rasmus Anderson on the Vegas Golden Knights. 2-on-1 broken up by a great defensive play. Shea Theodore all alone steps up on UPL, but Lehkonen meets him by stepping to the top of his crease and cutting off any angles he may have had. Again, great positional awareness by UPL. Big save by Lehkonen to end the period. Shots are 19-19 at the end of 2, and the score is still 1-0 Buffalo. The start of the third period, Vegas comes out with some urgency in the first 45 seconds. Eichel finds a lane, but a glove saved by Lehkonen. Vegas kicked out of a face-off, and then kicked out of another face-off, so they got 2 in a row. Still comes away with the puck, though, on that second one. Huge play by Josh Doan to Norris, setting up Norris for a mini breakaway from behind the net. UPL with a big save, closing up his body on the puck. What I mean by that is he physically clenched his arms like this, so you can't get it through the armpit areas. Mark Stone walks out front, but can't get the shot off. Eichel with a rip, saved by UPL. Penalty killed by... Wow, I jumped ahead a little bit. My apologies. Buffalo kicked out of the face-off dot. Sabres win it in their own zone. There we go. Penalty on Buffalo. Sam Carrick, 2 minutes for boarding. Buffalo now rocking a 1-3 penalty kill zone entrance. 1 attacker, 3 lined up at the blue line. Vegas kicked out of the face-off dot again. Sabres win the face-off. Mark Stone walks out in front. Here we are back where we were, but can't get the shot off. Eichel with a rip, saved by UPL. Penalty killed by Buffalo. Tyler Kozak all alone in front due to a pass, but can't settle the puck. Shots are 22-22 at 11:50. Marner looks like a very good 200-foot player still. Benson nailed, and Oslin immediately drops the gloves with the perpetrator. But if I remember correctly, nothing came of that other than a scrum. There was a 5-minute major assessed to Braden McNabb, but that was so they could review it, and after review, they decided not to assess that penalty, but they did end up giving Oslin 2 minutes for roughing, and Brett Howden 2 minutes for roughing an even-up penalty, and there was a 2-minute 4-on-4 here. Benson looks fine on the bench, though. McLeod with a good entry pass, nothing comes of it. I wrote Marner whiffs on one. I wrote Marner wifes. Like wife is on one. No, it's Marner whiffs on one. This autocorrect is a killer. But the 4-on-4 ends. Shot and rebound stopped by UPL. UPIs are locked in like it's one of those. 4-on-4 ends with a bouncing puck kicked out. Shot taken and missed by Hannafin. Hannafin with another shot on net. looking for a deflection. Dahlin throws a body onto the back of his net. Marner sends one off the bar. That was the scariest moment of this game. It's still a 1-0 game. Shots are now 23 to 26. Vegas is leading with 26. Puck chopped to an unsuspecting Vegas player in the Buffalo zone by a Buffalo player, but nothing comes of it. Marner, trying to will a goal, sends it out front. He was doing spin moves, but can't find a skate to bank it off of in front. Vegas has sustained pressure around the 4-minute to the 3-minute 30-second roughly mark. Buffalo playing a more defensive game now, conserving energy but not letting off the gas. 2-on-1 stop by Aiden Hill. Kozak decided to go for a shot versus the pass, which was a good call. Jack Quinn beats an icing call and nearly gets one, but stopped by a well-positioned Aiden Hill. Goalie pull at 1 minute and 30 seconds for Vegas. Big save by UPL, and then Josh Norris scores Buffalo's second goal of the game on the empty netter after Peyton Krebs collects it at center. UPL having a Vesna-level positional game night. Marner tries to save the Norris goal. Have to respect the effort for that. Sabres fans are loud in the Vegas building. UPL gets his first shutout of the season. Shots end 25 to 27 in Vegas's favor, but the Buffalo Sabres, after 3 periods of hockey, come away with the 2-0 win. And some of my final feelings on this game is, this is the first game where I don't miss Jack Eichel being on the Sabres. The team has officially changed their identity from when he was here, at least based on one game. For a long time, I kind of had the heartache of Jack Eichel being gone, because it kind of looked like the same team with the same issues, and nothing looked fun, other than a few key players. But now this looks like a cohesive team, and I didn't hate seeing Vegas having Jack Eichel for once. Marner looked exactly the same as he did in Toronto, but he seems a little more confident now. He did have a moment where he kind of did that Luka Doncic thing towards the refs of, asking for, what happened. But, it didn't happen a ton. It happened once, as far as I saw on the ESPN broadcast. So not bad. It feels good to see a Sabres win where, I showed up purposefully wanting to watch this game. And the last few times I did that, they did not win. And it became over the years a little taxing to watch them, the lack of effort. But today the effort was there, the goaltending was there. It looked like a really sound game. This is just a thought I have, getting back into hockey like this, and getting back into the Sabres hockey. I hope that when the Sabres make the playoffs this year, there's a Rick Jenneret tribute. There's gotta be an RJ tribute. He wanted nothing more than, to see the Sabres back in the playoffs. So they better honor that. I was a huge RJ fan. That's why I'm saying this. I don't want to make this a sad video. I just want to see some props given, because this team is leading the division. I believe they got their 90th point tonight, which I think either ties their decade-long point high, or it exceeds it by 2 points, one of the two. Point being, there's 13 or 14 games left after this, so hopefully they can get past that, even if it's 92. They just need one more win now. But like I said, it is great seeing this stuff. And I hope that they continue this pressure. So, with all that said, I want to thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. I hope you're ready for more hockey content.